के चरणों में सारा संसार, शिव की महिमा जग का आधार। पुकारे मन से भक्ति की धारा, नित्यानंद के संग सत्य का सहारा। ओम नमः शिवाय जपते हर पल, शिव की लीला अनोखा है खेल। मीनाक्षी संग दिव्यता की झल, गुरु के संग जग सारा चमक। पुराणों की कथाएं हर श्लोक में प्रकाश, शिव का तांडव ब्रह्मांड का वास। गंगा की धारा गुरु का उपदेश, नित्यानंद का प्रेम सब कुछ विशेष। हर महादेव गूंजे गगन, शिव की शक्ति अद्भुत है अगन। भक्ति का सागर लहरों का नाद, गुरु की कृपा से मिटे हर विवाद। गुरु की कृपा से मिटे हर विवाद। ओम नमः शिवाय जपते हैं बल, शिव की लीला अनोखा है खेल। मीनाक्षी संग दिव्यता की झल, गुरु के संग जग सारा चमक।
Nithyanandam, welcome to all those who are joining us for today's live Nithyananda Yoga. Please do come and get settled on your mat before we get started. We will be starting by offering our gratitude at the feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, invoking Swamiji's presence here by chanting the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatam Tattvamasyavidaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalachalam Sarvadhi Sattva Bhavatītam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Next is the chanting of the Shivamula mantra. The Shivamula mantra, beautifully the Agamas reveal that any Mula mantra for a deity is like the soul for a human body. Without that, it is that soul that carries the life of the body. Same way, the Mula mantra, when we chant it, we invoke the presence of Paramashiva to be there during yoga. Because yoga is not about us doing something physically, but it is about us manifesting Paramashiva through us. So as we get started now, remember, you will be chanting the Shivamula mantra japa internally, not verbalizing it, not creating any sound, just within your mind purely. We will be chanting it loudly so that you can easily follow along. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Om Ham Haum Shivaya. Om Ham Haum Shivaya. Next is the doing of the Tattvachamanam, the ritualistic cleansing. Beautifully, Swamiji reveals that as per Agamas, the original yoga was not created just as a physical exercise, but yoga was a way, a ritual to connect to the divine and for the divine to manifest through you throughout your day. Because of that, when we start yoga, we start with the Tattvachamanam, the ritualistic cleansing of the body and mind, so that you can be a vessel ready to receive Paramashiva and free from any toxins. So let's do the Tattvachamanam now. Please take your Panchapatram and Udharini, the cup and spoon used for puja, filled with some fresh water. Place your right hand in the Gokarna Mudra, bending the index finger slightly, cupping the palm. Take one Udharini of water and put it in the center of your palm. Sip the water through the base of your palm at the end of each of the following mantras. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Wash your hand with the water from the Panchapatram. With the base of the right hand thumb, wipe your upper and lower lip from right to left along with the following mantra. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hand. With the index, middle and ring fingers joined together, touch above your upper lip and below your lower lip. Wash your hand. With the index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. Ring finger and thumb joined together, touch your right eye, right ear and left ear. Wash your hand. With the base of the right hand thumb and little finger joined together, touch your navel center, right chest and left chest. With all the fingers of your right hand joined together, touch the top of your head, your right shoulder, left shoulder and your heart center. With that, let us now enter into the Sankalpa, creation of your conscious resolution, your conscious intention. Powerfully, Swamiji reveals, with whatever intention you move your body, that is the intention that manifests. Especially when you're doing Nithyananda Yoga, when you're aligning to that cosmic geometry, with what intention the energy flows through you, through that lens of your intention, it will manifest in reality. When we start yoga, we always hold that intention to manifest perfect health, arogya, powerful limbs, a flexible, a yogic body, and to manifest the powers of Paramashiva, because ultimately yoga makes you Paramashiva. So with this intention, let us start the Sankalpa. Place your right hand over your left in the Sankalpa Mudra, both hands on your right thigh.
ॐ ममोपात्त समस्त दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्धे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये विश्वावसूनाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने श्रीलक्ष्मीवेङ्कटेश्वर ऋतौ शुभमासे शुभपक्षे शुभतिथौ शुभवासरयुक्तायां शुभनक्षत्र शुभयोग शुभकर्ण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्री कैलासोन्नत द्वादशान्त श्यामलापीठारूढ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वरा भिन्न स्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्नकुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपानलब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विस्तृत सकल निगमागमसारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्तृ श्रीमत्परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयाण गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्हकाहलादि समस्त विरदावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्ग वर्ष विश्राण जीमोत पर्वतकलकेसरी शर्मस्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज क्षपनिषाख्यादि महांधकार निवारण स्थापक शैव सर्वज्ञपीठारूढा श्रीजगद्गुरो नित्यवाचकस्वामिनाम् अवतारभूता अरुणगिरियोगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल कैलास परम्परागत कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तरद्विशततमगुरुमहासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमङ्गल नित्यकल्याण नित्यरजित कैलास परम्परागत आदिकैलास नित्यानन्दपीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासनपीठ कर्त्र साक्षात् श्री परमशिवसमुद्भूत कैलास परम्परागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी वण्डित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्मशासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणि साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणिपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरुपरंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्ग पुरस्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्री भगवन् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थं तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुकृपाकटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थं क्षेम स्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध बल पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थं समस्त दुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं समस्त मंगल अवाप्त्यर्थं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थं पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़गात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थं सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये.
Take an Udharini of water now and wash your head. Om Apaupasprisya. Now, please place your Panchapatram and Udharini a bit farther away so that we can get started with our exercises. Starting with warming up our entire body so that we can be nice, loose and pliant to do all the asanas we have planned for today. Stretch your feet out in front of you and start to rotate your feet in a circular motion. Giving yourself a nice stretch. Make the circle as wide as you can. And switch directions. Point your toes down as you can. Point your toes and flex them up. Point your toes, flex them. Point your toes and flex them. Now, come up onto your knees, hands on your knees. Then rotate the knees in a circular motion. Giving yourself a nice stretch in your knees. And rotate it in the opposite direction. Coming to a standing position, bring your hands to your hips and rotate your hips in a circular motion, giving yourself a deep stretch here. When you go back, try to push your hips as forward as you can, and then to the side, feeling it in the hamstrings for coming back to the front. Give yourself a nice stretch. Just warming up before we enter into our main asanas for the day. The other direction as well. We have so many amazing asanas planned where you can master your arm strength, your leg strength, and your back flexibility. Rotate your hips before coming onto your knees. Now from here, twist your torso from side to side. Give yourself nice stretch in your torso by twisting from side to side. Nicely twist. Then push one hand more back, giving yourself a nice stretch on one shoulder and switching it around. Sorry for that. Bring your hands to your shoulders and start to rotate your shoulders in a circular motion, opening up your chest. And in the opposite direction, pushing your arms forward. Beautiful. Last stretch for our neck. Now you're going to be rotating your neck. Rotate your neck as wide as you can. Feel it in the side, in the back, the other side, in the front. Rotating your neck, the full 360-degree motion. And roll it on the other side. As we're doing yoga, now we'll be entering into our first asanas. The first asana we have for today is Bakasana. Bakasana is going to be a very powerful arm strengthening exercise. where you're going to be balancing your entire weight on your arms, and we'll be guiding you through step by step how you can master Bakasana. So get yourselves ready. We'll start by warming up our wrists. Stretch your arms out in front of you. In Bakasana, since you're going to be going onto your arms, you will need strong wrists. I'll show you how to do Bakasana once, where you'll be coming on your hands and lifting off the ground. So to do this, first let's start off by warming up our wrists. Rotate your wrists deeply. Giving yourself a nice stretch in your wrists. And in the opposite direction. Do this a few times. Rotating your wrists, giving it a full range of motion. Make sure you're doing it on both sides. And don't just rotate it, with the momentum for the sake of it. Feel it at every point. When you're here, you should feel the stretch. The whole time you should be feeling the stretch as you are rotating your wrists. Perfect. So for Bakasana, we're going to strengthen our wrists, our arms, as well as our core. Starting with coming into Tarakshvasana on your forearms. In Tarakshvasana on your forearms, we're going to be holding it. We're going to be holding Tarakshvasana on our forearms. We'll start with first 30 seconds, holding it for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take a short break. We're going to be again doing another 30 seconds. Just take a short break to loosen up your arms. This will be working out your core as well as your arms. You'll actually feel it on your shoulders as well as your core when you tighten yourself. But remember, when you do this, you should not have your hips bent towards the ground, nor should they be bent higher. Your entire body has to be in a perfect straight line. Let's do it again. This time, to count to 30 seconds, we will be chanting the Mahavakya 11 times. Since the Mahavakya is the japa of this asana, we'll be chanting the Mahavakya 11 times in the Tarakshvasana forearm position. So come on to your forearms and stretch your legs out in a straight line. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Last one. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And slowly relax. Beautiful. You can stretch out your arms backwards, forwards. Yes. Next, we're going to be working on our core strength. Just now, we mainly focused on our arm strength. Let's focus on our core strength by doing Navakasana. So, we're going to be holding Navakasana for 5 Mahavakyas each. Okay, holding it for about 30 seconds by holding it for 5 Mahavakyas each. Take a deep breath. And there's 2 ways you can do Navakasana. Come to a seated position with your legs bent in front of you. The first variation is you can bring your forearms to the ground flat. And from here, lift your legs. But remember, when you do this, try not to put your full weight on your forearms. Try to use your core to hold yourselves there. The another variation of Navakasana is doing it with your hands straight beside you. So whichever one you find that you want to challenge yourself with, you can go ahead and do that variation. So let's start holding it for 5 Mahavakyas. The japa being Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 And slowly relax. Take a few deep breaths. We're going to do it again. Let's again do it, chanting the Mahavakya Japa 5 times. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 And slowly relax. Now for our third round, whichever variation of Navakasana you were holding, switch it around. So if you're doing it with your hands straight beside you, now do it with your forearms on the ground. And if you were doing it with your forearms on the ground, do it with your arms straight. Okay? So that you get a variation. Let's now do Navakasana for the last time, holding it for 5 Mahavakyas. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And slowly relax. Beautiful. You really worked out over there. Let's take a few seconds to relax ourselves. Come with your knees beside your hips. Let's sit in Garudasana. Hold for a few seconds, opening up our muscles. Next, we're going to be working on our wrist strength. So just moving forward and backward, coming onto your knees. Bring your hands facing backwards and just move forward and backwards slowly. Slowly moving forward and backward. Every time try to go a little more deeper, stretching out the wrists. Now, turn your hands to the front and push your weight forward. Your hands will not be straight under your shoulders. Your hands will be a little bit more behind towards your knees so that you're able to stretch the wrist out and hold. Again, keep rocking forward and backward. Last time. And relax. Stretch your hand out in front of you, opening up the wrist intensely. Okay, let's get into starting to master Bakasana itself now. For this, you're going to come onto your toes with your hands in front. First, I'll show you the easier variation of doing Bakasana. Bring your hands in between your knees out to the side of your hands. And from here, you're going to be pushing your knees on the top of your hands. Using your elbows to balance your feet, you're going to lift up off the ground. Try this. One more thing you can do is you can place your legs on a higher surface and then bring your hands to the ground. Therefore, you'll find it easier to just lift off. You'll only have to lift off an inch, you'll not have to lift off the whole half foot above the ground. So lean forward and down. And first try to lift one leg before trying to lift the other leg. First start off with just lifting it very little. So don't worry about trying to lift your legs up high. Because when you do that, especially if it's your first time starting, you'll tend to lose balance and fall forward, hurting your face. So try to do it very slowly, not to roll forward. So bring your hands outside your elbows and slowly lift up off the ground. So it's just one little bit you're lifting your ankles off the ground. The way you'll do it is, see, when you come to that position, you will shift your weight forward. Feel your weight shifting forward. Keep your fingers spread wide apart and you feel as if you're trying to hold on to the floor. You're trying to grasp the floor. So your fingers slightly, or the tips of your fingers will press onto the ground and the middle of your finger will slightly raise up as if you're grasping the floor. Try to do that and then slowly lift. Please make sure that for safety reasons, you have something placed in front of you so that in case you roll forward, you do not hurt yourself, you have a soft surface. Let's do it again. Just leaning forward and lifting off the ground. Now for the advanced variation. For the advanced variation, you're going to bring your hands straight. You can literally come into Uttanasana. Your hands are going to be straight and your knees are going to be going into your armpits. And from here, just leaning forward and lifting your legs high up off the ground. So this is the advanced version where your arms are completely straight and you are resting your knees in your armpits. Try this also, especially if there are any of you who have already mastered the basic level of Bakasana. Please do try this out. From a standing position, bring your knees into your armpits and switch your weight forward, lifting your legs off the ground. In this asana, you're going to be visualizing yourself as a black crow, doing the Jivachala Kumbhaka, engaging the Mula Bandha, clenching your perineum. Remember, each and every one of these components are equally important. The asana is the place where we find a challenge, so that's what we focus on. But each of these components together make it as Nithyananda Yoga and not exercise. Remember to do the clenching your perineum in the Mula Bandha, doing the japa of Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, and the Shambhavi Mudra while visualizing yourself as a crow. Let's do it together now. With all the components, let's do it together. Your hands and lean forward and down, lifting up off the ground.
हस्ताभ्याम् अवनिमवष्टम्भ जानुद्वयं नाभौ सम्मील्य तिष्ठेत् बकासनं भवति.
Slowly relax. Amazing. The next asana we're entering into is Dhanurasana. This is going to be a deep back bend asana. But to start off with, charge. Take a good look at how this asana is done. Let's get started now. First, we'll show you how to do this asana before taking you through step by step, mastering this asana for yourself. Come onto your stomach, put your legs extended behind you. Hold on to your feet and lift up off the ground in Dhanurasana. Now we'll take you through step by step, you mastering this asana for yourself. So for this asana, you need to warm up your back quite a bit. Your back and your quadriceps. Those are the muscles that you need to tighten up. Sorry, you need to loosen up to do this asana. So for our back, first come onto your forearms. And hold here once in a half Bhujangasana position. Start off. So try to push your stomach towards the ground, arcing your back a bit more. If you find that you're too stiff, you're not able to rest your stomach on the ground in this position, try to bring your forearms a little bit farther away. Whatever you need, but you should try to keep your stomach on the ground as much as possible. Only lifting up your chest in this position. Especially even if your stomach tends to come off the ground, your hips have to be on the ground. So at any cost, do not lift your hips off the ground. Hold it for a few seconds. Let's now in this half Bhujangasana position, we'll be holding it for 3 Mahavakyas. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Now what you're going to do in the same position, you're going to slowly try to straighten your arms. Again, remember, keep your hips on the ground. Also try to keep your feet joined together. Try not to separate your feet too much as you do this. And let's hold this now again for 3 Mahavakyas. The japa for Bhujangasana is Shivoham. So we're going to be doing Shivoham japa 10 times and holding it. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Last one. Shivoham. And slowly relax. So you'll actually feel a deep stretch in your spine area. Now to stretch the thighs out, bring your left foot towards your side. Hold on to it with your left hand. And try to push it towards the ground. Nicely pulling your leg towards the ground beside your hip. Give yourself a good stretch. Try to keep your hips straight. Try not to roll your hips towards one side too much. Try to keep your hips as straight as possible, just pushing the leg to the ground. Let's hold it. Again, the Mahavakya is Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, and we're going to hold it for 3 Mahavakyas to start off. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Slowly relax your left leg. Now pulling your right leg up. See, when you do this asana, Bhetasana, you have to feel it in your thighs and in your shin muscles. Feel each muscle stretching. That will help you master Dhanurasana today. Let's do it. Now bring your hands to your leg. Your right leg this time, trying to pull your right leg as close next to your perineum as possible. Push your leg towards the ground, and once you're there, let's hold it for 3 Mahavakyas again. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And slowly relax your feet. Take a second before trying to do this with both legs now. Pulling both legs towards the ground, giving yourself a much deeper stretch. Now you can pull both your legs to the ground beside your hips, giving yourself an ultimate stretch, again holding for 3 Mahavakyas. You can also lightly lift your chest off the ground. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And slowly relax. Come up to a seated position. So by now you should feel your back intensely stretched as well as your thighs. One last exercise before we enter into Dhanurasana to stretch out your back a little bit more. What you're going to do is you're going to stretch one leg behind you, your left leg behind you, your right leg in front. And from here you're going to pull the leg from behind and try to reach it towards your head. So this will give you a deep back bend. So let's do this one more time and hold it for chanting the Mahavakya 3 times. Lift your leg and bring it to your head. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And relax. We repeat this on our right leg also. Stretch your right leg behind, left leg in front. Bringing your leg to your head again and holding for 3 Mahavakya chanting. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Relax. Let's take a few seconds of counter stretch before we get into the Dhanurasana itself. Stretch your hands forward and rest your back on the ground for a few seconds. Just a few more seconds. And relax. Now with that, let us enter into Dhanurasana exercise. So for Dhanurasana, you will come onto your stomach, hold on to both your ankles, and kick yourself up. So you're going to kick your legs back, lifting both your thighs and your chest off the ground. So first practice with just your chest. Try to lift your chest off the ground. And then try to lift your thighs off the ground. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing both the thighs and the chest lifted off the ground together. In a go position, 3, 2, 1, raise. And relax. One more time. 3, 2, 1, raise. And relax. One last time. Raising up. And relax. In Dhanurasana, you're going to be visualizing yourself as the bow of Paramashiva. Gazing at your third eye, doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, clenching your perineum with a japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam when you're in a space. Om Nithyananda Mahasadashivam when you're in a space. Breathe deeply for a few seconds and let's do it. Hold on to your feet and push yourself off the ground. प्रसार्य पादौ भुवि दण्डरूपौ करौ च पृष्ठे धृतपादयुग्मं कृत्वा धनुस्तुल्य विवर्तिताङ्गं निगद्य योगी धनुरासनं तत्. And slowly relax. Beautiful. Take a moment to relax yourself. Next, we're going to be entering into Baddha Keki Asana. Baddha Keki Asana is again a deep strengthening for your core, your wrists, and your arms, as well as a flexibility for your legs to do Padmasana in Baddha Keki Asana. Let's get into the asana now. First, we'll be showing you how to do it before leading you into how you can master it for yourself. Baddha Keki Asana, we bring our legs into Padmasana and lift up on just the strength of our arms. Now we're going to be mastering this asana step by step. Starting off with opening up our hips to do Padmasana. Since Padmasana, being comfortable in Padmasana is one of the most crucial steps to mastering Baddha Keki Asana, we will be first opening up our hips to master Padmasana. Start by coming in a lying down position on the ground. On your back, bring your left leg into your right hip and start to pull both of it towards your body, clasping your hands around your leg. Breathe in and out, holding here for a few more seconds. Try to give yourself as deep a stretch by clasping both your hands together around your knee. Now, try to switch your legs around, bringing your right leg to your left hip. This time again, clasp your hands around, pulling it towards your body. Feeling a nice stretch here. Giving yourself a nice stretch here. And relax. Come back to a seated position. The next step to opening up our hips is to go into a Nithyananda position. Bring your left leg on top of your right leg on top of your left knee and your left foot underneath your right knee. Bringing both your legs to a perfectly horizontal position, both in a straight line. You can also do a thing where you compare it to the edge of your yoga mat to see that your legs are in a completely straight line. Here you're going to be flexing your toes. So do not point your toes. You're going to flex your toes to get a deeper stretch. Some of you may find that this asana itself gives you quite a deep stretch. And from here, lean forward and down. Keeping your feet stacked on top of each other, lean forward and down. Leaning forward and down, really feeling your shins and your legs open up. Relax. Come back up and switch around your legs. Bringing your left leg to the top, right leg below. Remember to flex your toes and lean forward and down. You'll find it giving you a very deep stretch. And relax. Next, to master Padmasana, what you're going to do is you're going to take your left leg in your hands, in your arms, and start rocking it from side to side. Start opening up the hips. Try to open up your hip and bring your hip across your torso as deep as possible. Rock your foot until you bring it to the deep end of the opposite thigh. So you're doing your left foot, bring it to the deep end of your right thigh and drop it. And here try to push the knee towards the ground. This is the most important part to being comfortable in Padmasana. For Baddhakeki Asana, just being able to do Padmasana won't be enough. You have to be comfortable in Padmasana. So push your knee to the ground and let it be there. And repeating this on the right leg, bring your right leg in between your hands and start to rock it back and forth, opening up the hips. Rock your leg inward as you can. Let that be your focus, rocking it inwards. And then bring your foot as deep into the left thigh as possible. This time again, letting it relax, pushing it to the floor. To touch the floor as deep as you can. Touching the floor with your knee is very, very, very important. So make sure you're mastering that. Perfect. Now bring with your right leg is on the root of the left thigh. Try to bring your left leg also over that thigh. So both your feet are on their opposite thighs. Now, since in Madhyakya you're going to be lifting on your arms with your body completely straight, let us straighten our body the opposite way in Matsyasana just to get an idea of how much the ease has to happen in doing Madhyakya. So lay down on your back. Initially, when you lay down, you may find that your knees are raising up in the air. Just slowly lower them back to the ground. Relax. And one more time, going into Padmasana deeply. Just relax now, stretching yourself out as deep as you can. You have to be completely comfortable in this Padmasana position. Your body straight. And relax. Then come back up to a seated position, and we're going to now be seeing how to master Badhakekiyasana itself. For Badhakekiyasana, you will need strong wrists. So to strengthen your wrists and shoulders, let us do Gajasana. Come onto your hands with your hips raised up high. And from here, just hold. Okay, you're just going to hold here without any movement, nothing. Just going to hold here, feeling the weight on your wrists. Let's hold for the chant of 5 Mahavakyas. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Slowly relax. Let us enter into Badhakekiyasana itself. Bringing your legs into Padmasana. If you want to challenge yourself, feel that you already can do Padmasana, you want to challenge yourself, do Padmasana without using your hands. So just with the strength of your thigh muscles and legs, lifting yourself up into Padmasana beautifully. Or if you need that help, you can use your hands and come into the Padmasana position. Raise up on your knees. So we'll be doing this step by step. So raise up on your knees. From here, the first step to do it is to twist your elbows backwards. Now, one common mistake people do is they keep their elbows towards the side. When you do this, the weight does not get shifted properly onto your hands. So because of that, it's very important that you keep your fingers facing completely backwards. Your fingers facing completely backwards. Okay, this is the first. Second mistake that people many times do is they try to keep both their elbows together on their navel when doing Baddha Keki asana. They try to bring both their elbows together to your navel. That will not create an even balance and you will be finding it very difficult. Keep your hands slightly wide apart. Both your elbows will go to the sides of your hips. So it will not be in the center of your stomach, but be more towards the side of each of your hips. Just to show you, when you do it, you will not be bringing your hands, your elbows exactly to the center, but you'll be bringing them slightly to the side over here, like this. And that's where you will get the balance. Third mistake is you don't lean. We put our elbows. Many people tend to put their elbows in the center of their stomach. When you do that, because the center of your stomach is actually a softer part, you will find it harder to lift off. The way you do it is to bring your elbows to your lower navel center, around where you find your hip bones. So feel where your hip bones are and come to that inner part of your hip bones. That is where you're going to be putting your elbows. So let's do this together. Remember, face your palms backward. Bring your elbows to the side, not together to the center, and bring it towards your hips. First, what you can do is rest your forehead to the ground, balance there, lift your knees off the ground, and then slowly lift your forehead also off the ground. So as you can see here, first you bring your forehead to the ground, balance on your forehead, lifting your knees up and off the ground, and then slowly lift your forehead off the ground as well to get good balance. Okay, let's do this together once. Bring your elbows to your navel and lift off the ground. In this asana, you're going to visualize yourself as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, clenching your perineum in the Moola Bandha, doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your inner space, the Shambhavi Mudra, adding each of these components in. Let's do Baddha Keki asana. First, coming with your legs crossed on top of each other into Padmasana. So come to comfortable Padmasana. Raise onto your knees and bring your arms forward, lifting off the ground.
धरामवष्टभ्यगरद्वयेन तत्कूर्परिस्थापितनाभिपार्श्वः उच्चासनोदण्डवदुच्चितकेमायूरमेतत् प्रवदन्ति पीठम्.
Slowly relax. Entering into our next asana, which is Suktyasana. Suktyasana is going to be a deep leg stretch asana that we're going to be mastering. Our last asana for the day. Suktyasana is going to be a deep leg stretch. So the picture may look complicated, but you are going to master this asana today. First, let's show you how to do it. In Suktyasana is a lot about your legs and ankle flexibility, where you will be lifting your legs to your navel center, bringing your knees to the ground. So that is how Suktyasana is, and trying to bring your knees together touching. Let's do the warm-up exercises needed to master Suktyasana. First is opening up your hips. Opening up your hips is the first step before we move on to our ankle flexibility. So come to the ground, come to a seated position. Keep your feet at a distance from your perineum together where your knees come closest to the ground. So let's say when you keep it about a foot and a half away from your body, you're able to bring your knees completely to the ground. That's amazing. Or else, if you bring it a foot close to your body, your knees are 2 inches off the ground, but when it is a foot and a half away, it is only an inch off the ground. So wherever it is closest to the ground, first keep your legs there. You can try to play around. You can just remove the full range of motion from at your perineum to about a foot and a half away, and see at which point your knees touch the ground completely or closest, and stop there. From there, start to rock your knees up and down. Just move your knees up and down. When you do this, you'll immediately see how the legs start to stretch. Remember to keep your back completely straight when you do this. If you keep your back bent, you will not be able to do the asana, since this asana requires a full stretch open for the hips, and when your back is bent, you are not allowing that full stretch to happen. So keep your back completely straight, rolling your hips forward. Sit on the inner part of your thighs, on your literally you're sitting on your thigh bones. That's how much you should roll your hips forward. And rock your knees up and down. Perfect. From here now, you're going to bring your hands to your knees and use the force to push it to the ground. Now, one tip for all of you who are finding it a little difficult is lean a bit forward. When you lean forward, yes, the stretch will be more, you'll feel more pain, but that is what will bring the knees to the ground, giving you the ultimate stretch. So roll your hips slightly forward, leaning forward as your knee lowers to the ground. Yes, next you can pull your leg a little bit more closer into your perineum. Pull your leg a bit closer. Again, you'll see your knees might raise. And the next step is again pushing your knees back to the ground. Pushing it down and up as deep a stretch as you can. Push your knees towards the ground, deep and nice. Before pulling your legs as close to your perineum as possible. So try to bring your heel, the heel of your feet, as close to your perineum as you can. Straighten your back, rolling your hips forward, giving yourself a super stretch in Bhadrasana. Your knees are on the ground, your feet are at your perineum, and your hips are rolled forward. Slowly bring your forearms to the ground. Just pushing your hips forward, trying to get the full core, trying to get the full stretch, and ultimately lowering your head towards the ground in front of your feet. pushing your hips closer towards the ground. And slowly raise back up. Next, you're going to stretch one leg forward and reach for your extended foot, leaning forward and down. Keep your right leg extended forward and try to stretch yourself, leaning forward and down towards your extended right foot. Lowering yourself slowly, deeper and deeper. Do the same thing. Come to the position where you feel that it's the maximum level of stretch you can do. Hold it there for 10 seconds. And immediately you'll see you'll be able to go a bit lower. Keep stretching yourselves out, going deeper and deeper into Mahamudrasana. Do it now. Let's hold Mahamudrasana for 5 Mahavakyas. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Hold it wherever you are at. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Last one. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And relax now. Repeating this on the left side. Stretch your left leg out. And lean forward and down, reaching for your left leg. Slowly going inch by inch, deeper and deeper into Mahamudrasana on the other side. This asana will help us open our hamstrings and back to do Sukyasana comfortably. Let's go. Lower and lower. Keep going lower and lower. And let's hold it for 5 Mahavakyas at whichever position you're able to get to the deepest. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Two more. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And relax. So for Sutyasana, you will need a deep ankle flexibility. So let's work on it. Bring both your feet together into Bhairavasana. First step for building our ankle flexibility is going to be Bhairavasana. From here, you're going to lift your feet up and off the ground and bring your knees to the ground. So lift your feet up onto the toes. Push your hips forward, bringing your knees to the ground. So you will actually be twisting your ankles completely over here. Let's hold it for the chant of 3 Mahavakyas. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Relax your feet now. Now we're going to do Sutyasana on just one side. So lift one leg up and you're going to attempt to rotate your ankle inward. Try to bring the sole of your feet facing the opposite side. So now I'm going to do this on my right leg. I'm going to be manually trying to use my hand, of course safely without hurting myself, to turn my foot out towards the right side. So that's what you're going to try. At the same time, trying to bring your knee inward. So in Sutyasana, since your knees are inward, try to use your hand to turn your leg out while bringing your knee in. Try to turn your leg out while bringing your knee inward. Do it slowly, listening to your body, how your body is able to do it. Turn your leg out while bringing your knee inward. One last time. And let's repeat this on our left leg. Try to do the same thing. Turning the leg inward, outward and bringing the knee inward. You'll feel the stretch in your ankle. Now try to do it with both your legs together in front of you. Keep both your legs together. First lift them up towards your chest. And from here, you're going to try to push your back of your feet together and your knees to the ground. So you're going to try to push the back of your feet together, bringing your knees to the ground. So you'll feel that this gives you a very intense ankle stretch. Bring both your feet to your chest and start to push your ankles inwards and your knees to the ground. Try to bring your knees to the ground. This will give you a deep ankle stretch. Trying to bring your feet to your stomach with your knees on the ground. Just trying to see how your ankles are able to bend completely. In Sutyasana, you're going to visualize yourself as an oyster with a pearl within you, doing the Shanta Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha, gazing towards your inner space in the Shambhavi Mudra. Get ready to do Sutyasana. Come to a seated position with your legs by your side. Slowly lifting your feet towards your chest. Push your knees towards you together as much as you can. पार्ष्णीनाभौ संस्थाप्य जङ्घाबहिः प्रदेशे सम्मीलयेत् सुख्यासनं भवति. Slowly relax. Now we'll be doing few cool down for your ankles. First, stretch your feet out in front of you and point your toes down, allowing your ankles to relax. One more thing you can do is to get an opposite stretch of what we just did in Sukhasana. You can bring your hands to your legs and try to bring it just a stretch, pulling it forward. You can do this with the other leg also, just to get the counter stretch of Sukhasana. Coming onto your knees, lean forward and down in Vajrasana, stretching out your arms and back. You can also try to bring your torso in between your knees, coming flat on the ground for a deeper stretch. Slowly relax, come back up. With that, let us enter into Shavasana. Come to a lying down position. Keep your arms by your side, your legs completely straight. Breathe in and out deeply. Visualizing yourself as Paramashiva resting in Samadhi. Chant the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivam continuously in your inner space. Palms facing upwards, legs resting by the side. Do not hold any kind of stiffness in your body. Be completely relaxed. slowly move your hands, legs. Then rock yourself up into a seated position. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You have successfully completed Nithyananda Yoga today. Hope each one of you had an amazing experience. Please do post in the comments below which asanas you found useful, which asanas you had a breakthrough in, and which asanas you're still struggling with and would like us to go deeper into. We will definitely help you in the further yoga sessions. And also for those of you who are finding this very interesting, this whole science, you want to understand it deeper. You want to understand where yoga came from and such great sciences, how it manifested. Swamiji has gifted all of us the 30-day free Paramashiva Sena program to become the living ambassadors of Paramashiva. So if you're interested in Hindu science, in learning more and becoming Paramashiva's ambassador, please do sign up for the Paramashiva Sena program. We will be projecting the link towards the end of the yoga. With that, let us offer our gratitude at the feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and end with the Purna Mantra.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति हरि ओम तत्सत् सर्वं भगवद्गीता
Again, everyone, thank you. See you tomorrow.